Hello and welcome to Cromford Cars and the next video in our series, Tips of the Trade. This time we've got some headlights that have faded and weathered and gone quite dull. We need to renovate them, make them look nice and bright and shiny again. First thing we need to do is mask off the area because we're going to be using a sandpaper and we don't want to be catching the areas around the headlight and scratching the paintwork. So mask it off nice and tightly, and then we're going to sand all of the top layer and all the dirt and the grime back. We're going to use a 1500 grit sandpaper and a sanding pad, and we're using wet and dry, so it's a bucket of water. And then as we go around the headlight, we've got to let the sandpaper do the work. Don't push. Don't put any excessive scratches into the headlight surface. Just let the sandpaper do the work. Keep it nice and wet, and then allow the dirt to sort of be drawn out as you wipe over, and we've speeded up this obviously so we don't bore you too much. And then you'll see the dirt coming off in the water as you're scrubbing away. Clean that back once you've taken most of the grubbiness out. You'll see it as you're wiping over it with the sandpaper. And we need to dry this off. Paper towel is quite good for this. It dries it right the way back. And then we're going over it now with a 3000 grit sandpaper. I'm cheating. I'm using a air gun polisher. But you just do this by hand. What we're doing now is we're taking away the 1500 grit scratches and replacing them with 3000 grit scratches. Now the reason we're doing that is going to make it much easier to polish back and get the brightness back in. For that we're going to use a raw 610. It's a product we particularly like. It's a little expensive but very, very good. Does the job very well. Using a hard pad for this one, the yellow pad. You'll probably use just a microfiber cloth, and then make sure that you just keep working the polish around until you get the nice brightness back. I'm cheating. I'm using the air polisher again. But just keep working that polish in. You're trying to generate heat when you're polishing, which will allow the polish to work its best and get a nice smooth finish to the surface, which is what gives it that brightness, which is what we're after. Those really bright headlights that make the car look so much smarter. Once we've done that, again, take all of the residue of the polish off. Bit of blue paper towel is ideal for that. You can see that the headlight's looking so much brighter already, even just as the process is going along. Before it was quite milky and browny in colour. Now it's starting to look bright again. So now we need to use the second stage, the 620 raw. This is a little bit kinder, and we're using a softer black polishing mop as well. And we're going to work this round, and what we're doing here is we're just finishing, we're refining that gloss finish. You'll see that once you're polishing round, you'll get little bits of dull areas and little bits of bright areas when you look very closely. And so what this will do is smooth the whole thing, so that the whole headlamp looks even right the way through, and looks like it's been like that from original, which is what you're after. Now we need to just buff it up, nice soft microfiber cloth. All over the headlight. Take all the residue of the fine polish off, the 620 that is. Just keep wiping it, taking every single bit off, to get a nice, really, real bright finish to it. And you can see it coming back as each stage of the process goes on. Headlights looking nicer and nicer by the minute. Then you can see now. Much difference. Hasn't taken that long. I mean, the video is only 4 or 5 minutes. The whole job's probably 45 minutes max. We'll just take the masking tape off now and admire your handiwork at a fraction of the cost of new headlights. And there we have a lovely finish to the car that the next owner is going to be really, really pleased with. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for tips of the trade that will keep your car looking good at minimal cost.